Namaste, Bharat Mata Ki Jai. For the last 2 months, we can find one member of royal family from United Arab Emirates, UAE, is very active in social media, especially Twitter, to malign India's name and to show out that India is Islamophobic. India is practicing Islamophobia. That's what she is trying to show. Her name is India. Don't be surprised, her name is Hind, which means India in Arabic. Princess Hind Al Qasimi is one we are going to expose in this video. Her Twitter handle stands for @LadyVelvet_HFQ. She is born in Sharjah's royal ruling family Al Qasimi. Her full name is N. Faisal Al Qasimi. She or her parents are not directly into the ruling politics of Sharjah. Her father Faisal is a doctor and her mother was a retired teacher. She is one among thousands of royals from Sharjah. Do you want to know how it works to be a royal in Arab world? Here it is. A king family who ruled hundreds of years back, for example, must be seen at least like in 100 years, must be seen 4 generations in 100 years. The king must have married 3 to 4 wives. Taking minimum 3 wives, he gets 10 children from each wife. So, a king gets 30 children in a total. And these 30 children will make 30 children each. So, in one generation, they can make 900 children of royal family. But let's take half of it for our calculation. Let's take 450 children in one generation. Now, this 450 will have more children in next generation. And let's keep minimum 10 children each. So comes 4,500 royal members in second generation. Likewise, imagine in 100 years, there must be around 10,000 royal members in 4 generations in the period of 100 years. So, carrying a family name does not mean you carry power to decide the politics of the state. There are thousands of princes and princesses in each royal family of Arab countries. They keep their family properties, they do business, they go to job, lead a normal life as citizens of the country. Back to the story of Hind. She got married to one prince in Qatar in 2006. His name is Abdullah Saud Jazim Al Thani. Remember, thousands of royal family concept applies to Qatar also. So she married to one of the prince. Later, after getting a boy child, she got separated from her husband and started living in Dubai. She is into fashion business from 2014 and she is running a fashion magazine named Velvet. That's what it got reflected in her Twitter handle also, Lady Velvet. After getting separated from her husband, she carried her son along with her to Dubai. But her son was taken away by her husband later to Qatar. She claims that her ex-husband, kidnapped her son. So she followed her son to Qatar and she is claiming rights on her son from 2019. She got divorced from her husband through Qatar court. She is fighting a case in Qatar court claiming rights on her son. She appealed to many royals and even Prime Minister of Qatar, but no one can solve her problem. So she made an appeal to US President Donald Trump to help her through social media. But calling Trump through social media for her personal problem can't do anything good. And she doesn't understand this basic thing. You should get this fundamental about her. All she wanted is some world attention to get back to her son. After a legal battle, she got a son with her for 6 months in December 2019, but her son was not ready to stay with her and her son blocked all her calls. In Feb 2020, she announced in Twitter that she lost her son's custody and she is not given any visitation to her son. Here, you note that she is struggling to get back to her son, but she failed, now blocked by her son itself. She is into psychological trauma. And looking at her attention-seeking attitude, calling Donald Trump to help her, she is now gaining attention of all media and social media users in UAE, Emirates, and also in India by pulling legs of Indians. Her tweets, which were initially got only 100 likes or even lesser than that, are now getting thousands of likes and retweets. She, by her latest tweets on India, gained support of many Indians who are looking to take over on Hindu diaspora in Arabic countries. Let's see now how she started talking about India recently and why she is talking. She has been visiting India regularly every 2 years, and from her Twitter, we can see she was visiting India from 2014 also. She knows the differences, she knows the culture, she knows what is India, she knows what is Hindu culture, what is Bhagavad Gita, what is ashrams, and she knows India got a beef ban and culture. Though knowing about cow slaughter ban in India, one she feels for Muslims that Muslims are not allowed in India to slaughter cows in India during their festivals. But her India hate tweets started only from September 2019. It's the same period when she started appealing to Donald Trump to help her. Also, she started talking about independence of Kashmir from India from that period only. She calls from December 2019 that India is doing injustice to Muslims, and by April 2020, her popularity in social media has grown much due to one tweet that she was complaining Saurabh Ubadi, a businessman from UAE, for his tweets against Tablighi Jamaat. You can see the tweets of Saurabh Ubadi, who was criticizing Tablighi Jamaat, and he got the rights to criticize in India but not in UAE, which she reported to authorities in UAE to take action against him. Later, being afraid of getting caught into trouble, Saurabh has deleted his Twitter and left. Her tweets were so sweet of India before in the years 2014 to 2019. But after 2019, she started attacking India, especially after CAA passed, Citizenship Amendment Act passed. For hate speech against any religion, it is punishable in India, and Indians abide by this law. We follow the law. Hate speech is not allowed in India. But the picture this princess trying to show to the external world is cruel. India is cruel. India is Islamophobic. Indians' new untouchability is against Muslims. Indians do hate killings of Muslims, etc. She's showing like Indians are much cruel and they are killing Muslims. And they are doing and practicing untouchability against Muslims. India is full of Islamophobia. That is the picture she is trying to show now out. Her continuous calls to Indians not to be Islamophobic just seems playing a victim card, as if Indian Muslims are suffering always. Also, she spreads fake news about India that Indian ruling party is trying to remove all Muslims and Christians by 2021. Recently, her complete focus is on saving Indian Muslims from cruel Indians. We are cruel, according to her. Like, she projects through her social media that Indians are cruel, and she thinks herself as an imaginary savior. What is her intention to turn towards Indian Muslims from 2019? What is her intention? She came forward and act like an imaginary savior. That too only after she tried to get attention from Donald Trump, which failed. Her appeal seems so kind and trying to help India to be in peace. But subtle message in her tweet is to attack the ruling governments of India and Hindus, especially whom she blames to be Islamophobic. India has denied the USCIRF report, and we have already exposed the biased reports of USCIRF. But Congress party men from India took that USCIRF report and blamed against the ruling BJP government for not controlling religious problems. Connect the same with Hind's tweet on USCIRF report. She is calling India is Islamophobic based on a single news surfaced on Gulf News but explained. Later, somebody explains her the reality in her tweets. She claims innocence of not knowing much about it, or she does not reply to it at all. But does she stop calling India Islamophobic after explaining her what she shares or whatever the news she shares is fake or not true? When somebody is explaining her, does she stop? No, she does not. She does not stop. She continues to bring a new fake news in a new tweet. Let's now dig at tweets related to Kashmir. Recently, she tweeted that she gets hundreds of mail from Kashmiris on their suffering. Also, she told that Kashmir is under lockdown and denied independence permanently. From her recent tweet, she is exposing herself as she stands with Kashmiri Azadi group. And another tweet, she acts like she does not understand. She doesn't understand, but quickly calls India took the Kashmir independence. But when it is explained, she say, "No, I don't know. I'm not knowing about the Kashmiri issues." But you can refer a tweet in 2019 itself, which she supports Kashmir independence. Does she hate Modi? Seems yes, since she rejoices White House unfollowing Modi. But she does not understand the reason behind why White House at first place followed any world leader. When we try to find out her political links, we have two information. One, she used to visit India every 2 years. Number two, she met Rahul Gandhi more than once. She shared pictures of meeting Rahul Gandhi in her Twitter and Instagram, where she called Rahul Gandhi as new promising face of India. In Jan 2019, before 2019 parliamentary elections of India, she met Rahul Gandhi. She can meet Rahul Gandhi anywhere in different occasions, but you can watch out Sam Pitroda, who is Congress party's overseas chief, was also there. So it means the meeting between Rahul Gandhi and Hind arranged by Sam must be a political meeting. Considering a meet was done before 2019 parliamentary elections with Rahul Gandhi, it raises more doubt on political significance of this meeting. By analyzing details of Hind, we can assume two things. One, she is innocent. She doesn't have much knowledge about politics of India and only sharing some tweets based on the old news which she is getting from Gulf News based media. She is getting enough attention now due to Indians, and so she gains popularity which she can use to ask justice for her son. Look, she even agreed that she does not understand Indian Islam. Also, she is pulled to different sides by those who are tweeting her from Pakistan and India to take a stand on Kashmir issue. Also, she assumes Islamophobia in India is true because people who are talking with her or who are tweeting from India or Pakistan is trying to create such an image. When asked to clarify about her tweets, she openly accepts that she does not have enough knowledge. But we should also see she does not stop calling similar fake news related to India again. So we are going to option 2 in our assumption. Option 2, she has enough political knowledge and she met Rahul Gandhi and Sam Pitroda to discuss on politics of India. She started attacking Indian politics from December 2019 to support Congress' stand on CAA. She tried to blame BJP government on Delhi riots, and now she is trying to show that India is Islamophobic, thereby degrading the Indian government, which benefits Congress. What benefits she gets by talking about politics of India and Kashmir? Maybe some attention, maybe the same attention she is craving for. Watch out. She even said in one interview that if I say Hindus are not welcome in UAE. Also, she threatened of cutting all the income which comes to India from Emirates. Is this not political? She retweets recently stories of Indian American Muslim Council which calls Indian PM's poor management in planning the lockdown. Something fishy, huh? Finally, if UAE is against any hate speech against Muslims, she should be the one booked first for her tweets shown here. Thanks for viewing. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, share this video to everyone so people will understand what really she is, and like this video and put your valuable comments. I will be looking for it.